Good morning and welcome. I've been debating recently whether I should soften my channel and go with some sort of mainstream things, but I decided no, because the stuff I talk about is raw. It is what's happening, and I won't even live to see the fruition of what I've said, so why change my opinion? So the people out there doing the woke thing, making a mockery of what I devoted my life to, I don't like it. Don't like him, sorry. Just Stop Oil. Shit name. Why? Well, if we did stop oil, they're going to have to completely rebrand. I know. You've got to think ahead. But they don't, because they're fucking loopy lunatics who think we can do that. If they had a party saying stop oil by 2050, that's 2050, they may have a valid plaque with which to stand. But Just Stop Oil, I was offered tickets to the Les Mis show by a friend of mine. I couldn't go, she ended up going with someone else. But I've heard what it was like there. And, you know, you go to a West End show, you pay big money for Les Mis. It's the biggest running West End show of all time. And you go for a night out and it's ruined by kids with Just Stop Oil and don't you realise what you're doing? Well, here's a message put to you. Next time, if I'm in the vicinity, you won't have those flags for very long, or not in a comfortable place. Let's put it that way. You won't be enjoying those flags in the way that you wave them. Also, Just Stop Oil is absurd. We can't just stop oil. The world would collapse. A lot of people are asking for us people to do things which would collapse worlds and countries. And no, we can't. We can aim to be more green. Planet change. And that's just got news for you. I'm going to say it a lot over the next few days, so it drills into the people who listen to me, drills into their heads. The planet's fate was decided in 1978. There was two briefings, quite like the new G2 or G7 or G2, I think, is the briefing we use, where the leaders of the world were presented for the first time with the climate change problem. And then a 10-year plan to stop it. And at the end of those 10 years, not one country had done anything to stop it. And look at it this way. If you said, we're going to have to replace all of your diesel cars with Ford Fiat unleaded, and that's going to almost bankrupt the country. So it doesn't matter if you've got an Aston Martin, that has to go, and we can only afford the worst car in the world for you. And no offence to the Ford Fiat, just came to mind. Then, also, you can't use oil and gas anymore. You're going to have to rely on this, which in the 1978 was very temperamental, very unstructurally sound, and very unpredictably productive. So we're going to have to rely on this new thing called nuclear power until we can get our wind and solar farms ideas up in the air and see if they work. And you're just going to have to bear with us for a few decades. Do a referendum on that and see in 1978 whether people would have voted for it. It'd have been a 99% no. That was the time when we could have actually maybe reverse climate change. Beyond then, it's happened. We are living through the actual happening of climate change. We are living through climate change results. The results from climate change, not a potential of the future. If we don't change our ways, we've done the damage. India and China are well into the 70% bracket of damage done to the environment. And they're poor as hell, most of them, so they don't care about global warming. If you can get the Indians on board and you can get the Chinese on board, then I would take you very seriously and work with you. But as it is, you can't do anything except protest. And next time, I will be there to stop that. I don't mind if I'm on my own, frankly. I imagine the first thing I do, I'll be arrested for. But you can do whatever you want. Ruin, destroy, vandalism. No one arrests you because you're an activist. An activist. Activists lack bravery. That's one thing I've always found. And certainly can become more apparent in recent times. And you're pushing people too far with your protests these days, guys. Throwing, why would you deface priceless artwork because you've decided you live in a world where that was created by someone you don't like, but you don't matter. So everyone else in the world likes that painting as it was, thanks. So you're not the ones in charge, and no protests have ever made a difference to the final outcome bar two, the suffragettes, and that was partially due to the fact the protests happened after the war because Emily Pankhurst held back a guaranteed win to be at home because the men would be at war. It was a very noble act, and she won her protest, no problem. Martin Luther King, it had been a long time in the making, 100 years or so, but he won. Why? Because it was a damn right thing to do, and it was doable. Now we're asking for people to do things that aren't doable. What are we going to do? We can put as much pressure on Israel as we like. Israel will act as they like, not how we like. Your opinion doesn't matter to Israel. So just stop oil. Just stop it. Just stop you. Just stop your protesting. Stop your whinging. If you want to work on the environment, you should be out there talking about overfishing, talking about the amount of people who say they're recycling when they're not. Talk about the amount of people out there who are just, again, paying lip service to things they should be doing regularly. You know, cleaning up the oceans is one thing that you could actually make a massive difference with, but you're still stuck on the fossil fuels. It's the same thing that's been going on for so many years. It's not original. It's not interesting. It's only annoying, boorish and aggressive and unacceptable. So next time you try and do it, if I can be, I'll be there to stop you. That's my message to the Just Stop Oil fanatics, for want of a better word. Anyway, speak to you soon. You've been good. So I've got more coming.